Tonight's show is being brought to you by our new sponsor, Mr. Green's Dojo. Hey, everybody. Grampy Lobster here. How you motherfuckers doing? You know, I just had a really good time in a hangout with St. Tommy. You know, St. Tommy, he's a unique kind of guy, to say the least. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Yep, that's right. Actually, now a sponsor we all know and trust. And later on, we're going to have a message from Mr. Green from Mr. Green's Dojo. Hey, Bozo, how you doing? I was in the hang out with Tommy, and um, uh, Jesus, who was it that came in? My brains are fucked. Anyway, we had a Jesus Christ, I'm so wasted. I'm stoned. And it's only been a half an hour at that, but hey, cheeky chica. This is something. I am so fucking glad you're here. I swear I am. I saw that video on Mr. His Own Life's channel, and once again, I think without Mr. His Own Life, I think the world would be a much worse place. I think the contributions that Mr. His Own Life puts into his work is something that helps keep the world safe at night. But anyway, recently, and then it's just something, Vaughn, his experience, it doesn't bother me, that people have had different experiences, because I've had experiences that people, would never want, but, you know, his age is just a stickler to me, the amount of things he's supposedly done in the 70s, right? When at best he would have been 16 years old. He went to the Studio 54, and we saw the video, and thanks to Mr. His Own Life and Chiqui Chica, I was like, oh fuck, man, this is what I've been saying all along, Yeah, his, her, no, once again, I am not trying to place an identity on Mr., his, or her, Mr., Mrs., or however pronoun preferred. His Own Life is, so please don't think that in any way I'm assuming his gender, the gender of said person in any way, shape, or form. That is not my intent. Yeah, you busted Irv on a bunch of stuff, and it just, I mean, like, what more, I mean, the Ed Sullivan thing, right? That was probably one of the easiest and quickest debunks, like literally ever on fucking YouTube, right? For debunking literally anything and showing bullshit, because you can look at and check out the guest list, the itineraries, the shows, when they happened, the guests, who was on the show, what happened. You can see the entire history of the Ed Sullivan Show, right? Unless it's another Mandela effect thing, I don't fucking know. It could be. I really seriously don't know. But Irv invented the Daisy Dukes, Bozo. Well, that would make sense. He likes to fashion clothing towards Skyrim women, to make them look hot and warriorish, if that's a word. Because we all like our chicks when they fight, to be like really fucking hot looking with big tits and revealing clothes and stuff like that, because that's what makes a warrior chick, because we've come a long way, baby. Remember that term that he used? And he still thinks, it's like, oh, fuck. Robin, that's the fucking name I was trying to think of. God, I am so sorry, Robin. When I first started this, I forgot your fucking name. But I'm also stoned. So, but I got on and I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about what me and Robin and Tommy were talking about and stuff, and some of the stuff that me and Robin were talking about that Tommy doesn't feel so comfortable talking about, and I understand because that was his channel and everything. But I kind of wanted to like, but Robin, I am so sorry. When I got on, I'm like, yeah, me and Tommy, and who's that chick? Who was that for? Oh, for fuck's sake! So I am so sorry, Robin, that I forgot your fucking name. But I told you, you know, I'm a flawed individual. You know what I'm saying? I am a flawed individual. I am far from perfect. I never claim to be anything but what I am, and I'm a lobster. Yeah, I was telling somebody in the other hangout that I actually have a family member that has accepted me as a lobster. Um, the only family member that I have okay, first of all, the only family member I have that would get it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I have gone full bore with the. I even told my in-laws, right, that I identify as a lobster. And I said, look, it's a YouTube thing, whatever like that, lobster, New England, like that. And they're like, oh, okay. They found it kind of entertaining, but they give me lobster things. I have a lobster bumper sticker or a little sticker they got me like 4 years ago and stuff. So yeah, lobsters. I don't have a lot of lobster shit, because I do have lobster house slippers though. So I've got that going for me. That's a fashion statement. Um, those was butt cheek superiority cutoffs. Butt cheek superiority cutoffs. Hater. Oh, okay, Robin. Hold on. Robin wants a link. Okay, I am going to really attempt not to fuck this up. Okay, I'm watching myself. Now I gotta cut this. Can you still hear me? I hope so. I'm going into a different. Oh, fuck, I can just do it like this. God, I'm stupid. I hate saying that because I always. Uh, Fuck me. Oh, yeah, I gotta go into this. Okay, hold on. God, I swear, people, or your friends, whoever is watching this. Like I said, now my fucking mouse doesn't want to fucking cooperate. Now I don't want to cut and copy paste all that. I just want that. Jesus, fuck, God, my computer's not being cooperative with me tonight. Okay, let's see if that worked. Okay, there you go. Now I might want to put on some fucking uh, earphones now so I can hear if Robin wants to come in for a bit. You know, uh, let me stick the earphones in. Can you hear me? Am I coming through loud and clear? Bozo, commo check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, Bronco. Am I coming through loud and clear? Oh, apparently I am.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Da, 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 da.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Grampy.
Hi.
Hey, honey. Okay, long time no see, as we say.
Yeah, there was some stuff I kind of felt a little wrong for discussing in Tommy's hangout because that's not his gig, and stuff. And
but you know what? He was so gracious.
Oh, he is.
So don't feel badly about it.
No, it just I knew that that's not what Tommy does, you know, and stuff. And
Well, you know what? It was new to me. I don't know what Tommy does. Tommy was new to me, but I found him absolutely freaking delightful.
oh,
Uh, so, whatever you're saying about what you did with him, from my viewpoint, I don't think you did any harm.
well, he doesn't like go after Von Helton. He doesn't have any problems with him. He just,
But he welcomed you, and that was your issue, and we talked about it. I think I brought it up. I think, didn't I?
yeah, I think we both kind of like it's because it was like the fucking topic that had to come up because I put it out that I was on a fucking hangout with somebody and I was gonna do a fucking hangout. I was gonna do this, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh fuck, man, Tommy's on. I'm gonna see what's going on. And then a few people came on that don't like. Blue came on for a minute, and he doesn't like me, so he got off. And then I think even brother John, who I used to not hang in that circle because I've never really been able to hang in any circle because I don't get along and I'm not accepted in any circles. That's why I started the Fun Brigade. Uh,
Yeah, well, fuck it. This isn't your real life, so make your own space.
yeah.
Damn, I'm pleased to be here with you, hon.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, it just it. Um, when I was talking earlier about like the shit with Von Helton, it's to me it's I still don't like him because I think he's a piece of shit. I mean, even with the Hot Wheels thing going and everything like that, but because what he's done and said and things like that, and still thinks. But the whole Von Helton thing with me almost has gotten almost to the point of being impersonal because I just think it's funny as fuck to just watch him just spew shit and get fucking like quote like just little clips of Von Helton. That's why it decided, his own life or ruin his own life, Mr. and Mrs. whoever his fucking gender is or whatever. That's a running joke too.
Yes.
Whoever I love that person, right? It was almost like do you remember Red Beat Vampires? And some other people used to put out little clips of Von Helton, and I used to like grab every fucking one of them, right? And I would use them, and other people used them. I mean, it wasn't our shit; it was out there, but I kept thinking, people are going to get mad at me for stealing their shit, and when I first started doing it, right, I used to get comments like, I have no idea. No, I remember this. I swear that one of the first like videos I did with Von Helton that made absolutely no sense, but it was still funny, right? Somebody wrote in a comment section, I'm not sure what I just watched, but I thought it was fun, or something to the effect of that, right? And I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, there's some fuel to my fire.
And then I'm like, okay, somebody kind of got it or something. It's like, well, what are you trying to say in the video? It doesn't have to be a fucking message. It's just a bunch of fucking weird shit. Hopefully timed nicely and put together well because we are professionals. But
we are indeed professionals, both the viewers and the creator. I think some of your shit is really funny. I really enjoy watching it. And this guy is such an obvious target. He put himself out there. There are many people like him. If you don't want people doing shit about you, stop putting it out there.
See, I get sent things and I see things at times where I'm going, oh, this person needs to be fucking milked, right? But they're not entertaining. You know what I mean? They just kind of ramble, drool on, and then there's other people that you don't fuck with them because you can obviously tell that they're a bit retarded. they're in the special needs community.
Yeah, and
You know
you
what I mean?
can't
And
do
you're like,
that,
oh,
yeah.
this is like kicking the fucking crippled kid in school. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
I
know,
mean,
tearing wings off flies and stuff.
yeah.
No,
So
you
you're
can't
like,
touch that.
sure, it's funny. It's damn funny, but it's
Yeah.
like, it's like kicking a blind kid. You know what I mean?
But
I
Irv is something very different.
yeah, he says the things that he says are, I mean, even if you ignore the reptilian shit and the flat Earth stuff, right? And the space, I love the Space Marine. I've got
Yeah.
so much fun helping on my hard drive that I've never
Uh,
used.
but you know what kept me sticking with you with your billboarding of him was the fact that he's a father and he has children there that he is in
Yeah,
charge of because his wife is in a mental hospital.
yeah,
Uh,
and that triggers the fuck out of me right there,
that triggers
right?
the fuck out of me, darling.
And like, look, like I was saying in Tommy's Hangout, right? The one thing that I have never claimed the moral ground for being a father, right? I've told story. People know the story about me and my kids and stuff, and it's a joke now that me and my dad came in second place in Father of the Year contest. I don't know who came in first. I don't know literally everybody else. So and I've explained to my kids, and my kids explain it now, understand now that my reasonings, and we have developed a relationship through that, and have come to terms with things like that, right? So I in no way, shape, or form ever claimed to be Father of the Year. Um, you know, I did get a happy Father's Day for my son a day late this year, which is literally the first time ever, and I've never expected one. Right? Seriously, I'm like, people go, "Oh, but you're a father," and I'm like, "Yeah, I was. I know, but yeah, I'm not going to get one." I've grown enough that I accepted that. It was kind of a thing. But so like I said, I do not fucking claim the moral high ground, nor have I ever, right? However, when I when I
However,
when I was with my when I was a responsible father, some of the things that I saw with Vaughn, right? I mean, the thing that he says, he goes, he stuck by with his kids while other men. I didn't leave my kids; I left their mother, right? Um, so that argument in itself, a lot of times, is just bullshit. He's got kids, so he stuck around. Okay. Claiming some like sense of he's done something, he's accomplished something, right? Every little thing he does, he thinks is some sort of achievement, right? That should be applauded. You know that he, we don't make videos about the fact that he literally actually does feed his children. You know, you know, and the, you know what I mean? And I mean, even the Hot Wheels thing, right? He gets into the Hot Wheels thing. He got his kids into the Hot Wheels thing, right? He's thinking some of these cars are going to be worth thousands of dollars years from now. It's his new way to get rich. It's his fucking. It's his weird way of thinking. He's got a retirement package. He's investing, right? Um, and now he's a fucking Hot Wheels expert. He disassembles Hot Wheels cars and puts wheels on them.
uh,
It's
uh,
and I'm
going,
like, but I actually did hear a rumor. It's just a rumor or something, and it's floating around there that he is actually being monitored in some way. So he's been told to. That's why his name changed or something. I don't know that for a fact.
I
Uh,
don't know that for a fact either, but I have heard from various sources
yeah,
and Grampy, I don't know if you know how connected I am, but I have heard rumors from sources that everything he does says, even when he takes a poop, it's all being monitored and recorded. So I think we shouldn't say any more about that.
Fine.
Okay. Okay. Secret hand sign. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what, Grampy? I gotta tell you something that I told CW. You know what? Even though this is a hoot, you know that I know that you know that you're slumming with
Yeah.
with this joker. But you know what? What else you got to do? When you've uh, had your breakfast and you did your
Yeah.
stuff, so you sit down in your chair and you look at this clown. So, okay, yeah, but it's only freaking
Oh,
YouTube.
did he say that I was? Did somebody say I was slumming?
I said you were maybe slumming.
Oh, okay. I can accept that. It's not exactly high caliber, I mean,
Well,
um,
yeah, not exactly.
at this point, it's one step from actually kicking the retarded kid. But
Yeah, but you know what? Anybody who is brave enough and bold enough to put shit out there in YouTube, of course they're going to be a target. Hell, I've been a target. Yeah, you don't have any badges on YouTube unless you've had a stalker or a hater. So, yeah, it's all in the YouTube game stuff.
yeah, I had somebody tell me they were going to come to my house and him and his friends were going to fuck me in the ass. They actually had my address, you know.
Well, hey, there are certain segments of the society would take that threat as a date.
Yeah, I was like, dude, bring a bag of weed and don't forget the rubbers, I mean, because who wants to get pregnant. But
Oh, I know. Pregnancy at your age would be
it's
not
a
good.
health risk, yeah. Plus, well, my uterus kept falling out at about the age
Yeah,
of
it's
30.
called prolapse. Yeah.
Yeah, I told that joke one time in the wrong crowd one time. Oh my
Oh,
god!
so did I. So did I.
Oh
It went
shit!
over like a lead fart.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't ever
the
tell that joke.
first time I ever did it, I was in a. They sit around his room, right, his kitchen, uh, every morning with a bunch of these women, and they'd be drinking their coffee and they'd be talking about all these things about this and that and everything and childbirth and all this crap, and they just made everything sound like the worst fucking possible thing, right? And
Oh,
I'm
hell,
sitting there,
I
and
hate
it's
those
like
conversations.
2 weeks, and I'm sitting there like going. Finally, one day I said, "Yeah, I had to stop at 3. My uterus fell out." Right, and the first time I said it, there was like 3 seconds, and then they thought it was funny. Like, I did it like a week later in a slightly different crowd. Right? Holy shit! You would have thought it. Oh my god!
Cricket.
If I had money, I would have been sued for some harassment or some shit. They were that pissed off.
Yeah,
Holy,
well, if they can't take a joke, fuck
who writes my material anyway, huh? Come on.
it. Too funny.
Seriously, man. It's, that's why I said some people take some shit too seriously. But yeah, Von Helton, I mean, he, his Studio 54 thing, right? Which I could really
Wait,
see him
wait.
going to, with his personality being one that would go to Studio 54 to begin with. Plus, in 1980, when they closed, he would have been at best 16 years old. So how could he have gone to Studio 54
Uh,
to
uh,
buy drinks for chicks to pick them up? Because that's how you do it.
okay, Studio 54. No, no, no. Irv, you weren't there. I was there. I didn't see you, darling.
I wouldn't have gone to Studio 54 because I wasn't into disco. I was one of those guys that had disco sex t-shirts on.
Oh, and you probably celebrated about around the bonfire when they proclaimed disco is dead.
Oh, the disco demolition in Cleveland. or in Chicago that at the ball game. Did
Oh,
you hear about that?
all over the damn world, disco is dead. My
Oh
heart
yeah.
was broken. I am still grieving that. I Donna Summer, the Bee Gees. Oh,
There were
holy
some songs that I liked, but the genre itself to me had gotten, oh my god, it was just annoying as fuck. The
well,
clothes in the 70s.
it's
The
because
clothes in the 70s were only cool for about 3 years, and then people realized that leisure suits and some of the shit that we were wearing were so fucking god awful, right?
wait, you just said the clothes that we were wearing. I can see you in a white polyester suit.
I had a
Powder blue.
powder blue leisure suit, right, with a white with a light blue tinted ruffled like shirt thing, right? You
With
know,
a big
oh yeah,
collar. It had a
oh
big
yeah, fuck
collar.
yeah, and I had 6-inch fucking platform heels,
I gotta mute myself.
but I couldn't dance for fuck, you know, because I have
It didn't
like
matter.
literally.
It didn't matter. As long as you had the clothes, it did not matter
Yeah.
back in those days.
And then all of a sudden one day I'm like, God, wasn't this stuff cool like last week? You know, it seemed like it changed like that quick. It was like one day we all realized how fucking ridiculous it got, and it
Yeah,
was like,
because
let's start toning it down just a little bit. You know?
because it moved to the big middle-aged guys with big bellies on
Oh
cruise.
yeah, holy fuck! You know, my father. You know, when we went through his closet, that man. Oh God, that man still had some leisure suits. Man, thought he looked good in a leisure suit. And I'm like, no, it was only cool, and it was never cool for your dad. You know, it was never cool for your grandpa. You know,
Uh,
um,
yeah, but that's what it evolved to. Yeah, guys with big bellies,
yeah,
and you know what? That polyester shit. Once you dripped gravy on it, that
uh,
suit was dead. You couldn't get that stain out, no matter what you did.
uh,
So those were disposable clothing times because you couldn't wear them too long.
polyester is the new thing, don't you know? You know.
What? Wait, now?
No, I remember when they came out with like polyester shit. You know, it
Yeah,
was the new fabric. You know.
yeah. Sears and they started. I think Sears is the devil. Even though I do love their Craftsman tools and their Lady Kenmore washing machines,
I love
Sears
the
is
appliances.
yeah, the appliances, the tools. Yeah, you could get some really good towels for cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they started the polyester availability to every man.
look, I have really sad. I have traumatic experiences with Sears as a child.
Okay.
I was a short fat kid, and so I had to wear those Sears Husky
Oh,
jeans.
the husky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was shaped like a square as a prepubescent child.
like SpongeBob.
Yeah, kind of. You know, I it was like you know, yeah. I mean, you could tell that I had a belly button, and that's pretty much where my waist was. You know, but that was
Those were the days.
yeah. But
The husky. So when did you slim out?
um, when I went in the art, well, I was always kind of like big, like fat. Depending, I never, in the army, I wasn't like fat. I got big probably in like around the late '90s. I started getting sick and like a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Yeah. Okay.
Psych drugs, man. I went up to over 300, and I think at the highest I ever weighed, I was like 315 or something like that. And
No
I was,
kidding. And
I
you're
was,
still alive to
yeah,
talk about that.
I was walking into the mental health building where I was going in Oregon, and at this point, I was wearing like 5X um, sweatpants and 5X like just like big T-shirts because they fit. And I just saw myself like walking up my reflection in the door, right? and I was like, fuck, right? And so that's when I kind of realized how bad it had gotten. But they had me on psych meds and shit, and then because they couldn't figure out who I was and stuff like that, or what was wrong with me, because you know. Um, but yeah, no, in the last couple of years, um, I'm I've lost a lot of weight because I've cut down on a lot of things that I still like eat, like cheesesteaks and like
Oh,
Italian food and stuff, but I don't eat it like I used to. And I just learned how to cut down and like do a few things a little healthier. Not eat so much. And when I do eat crap, I'll eat the whole fucking box.
yeah, yeah, and then you stop, and then you continue on with your regimen of not killing yourself. I
Yeah,
get it. I get it.
yeah, that's how I get through life, man. Fuck, you know. Plus,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Grampy, thank you for talking about this. Uh, I know it's just you and I, but thanks for sharing that with me. I didn't know about
oh
this
no,
about
somebody
you.
will watch this and butcher it up and make me seem like I'm a real piece of shit, like I really am. So I'm not worried about that.
Oh well, well, of course they're telling the truth, so go for it, assholes.
Yeah, but getting back to like reasons and stuff that like might poke me sometimes to fuck with her. Um, well, first of all, I'd like to do a little shout out. Christina Blackfeather, as we all know and love, right, is an artist. Um, she does black feather crafts on Etsy, and she's done some work for me. She did a Buddha painting for my wife. She did a lovely Belle Princess Disney type thing for my daughter's birthday. We bought one of those dragons from her, a snaggletooth. He's a big member of our staff now. He's handmade and all this stuff. And recently, she completed a painting that I had done for my in-laws. Actually, it was because they're like really into Europe. They're travelers and they like vacations. They're like the quintessential vacationer. They'll go to Greece one year and then England the next year. But they really love England and France, right? And so I'm thinking I wanted to like have a painting done that was, and they're also into art, right? So I'm like, okay, I want something that doesn't look cheesy, because stuff like that, there's a thin line between sometimes really good and kind of cheesy or corny. When you talk about like certain countries like France or England or something like that. So I just told her, I said, look, she likes France and England, right? And she says, oh, I see the Eiffel Tower. And she did the most, and it's on my, Robin, it's on my Facebook. She did this really beautiful, it's an 8-inch square acrylic. It's Eiffel Tower with a skyline and balloons. And it's really a beautiful thing. And she does it for a very good price. And if you're looking for one of a kind gifts for somebody, right? Not copies of something that somebody said famous or, oh, I really think that's cool. This is something that literally nobody else on earth will ever own except for you or who you buy it for, right? It's not a copy, it's an original, right? And she does, and the people, my in-laws, trust me, they go to like these art shows in Situate, Rhode Island, like down by the rivers, and they don't buy a lot, but art
Yeah.
is subjective. But and she was, oh my god, she was happy as shit, right? Maybe it was because she likes me and she was afraid to tell me otherwise. But no, she really liked it. And everybody that I've ever had a painting done for or something has been nothing but over the fucking moon happy with the end product, and so have I. And so if you're looking for gifts, give Christina Blackfeather
Oh, well, can you post a link in your chat?
well, she's on my fucking Facebook. We all know Christina Blackfeather, don't we?
No,
Okay.
I've never heard of this person. Okay, for anyone
Okay.
who hasn't heard of her, post it in your chat, damn it.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Gee whiz. I'm okay.
You're all beflugeled.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to fucking.
Where's Carl? Is he taking a break?
He's sitting behind me on the desk. I kind of
Well,
dismantled the bong because he was abusing the privilege.
oh no, you have to maintain control.
Yeah. Plus, I wasn't going to. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. I'm
Okay,
trying. I'm trying
so
to figure out how to send a link to this with the pictures on it.
just
To
just post a link to her website in your chat. That's all we need.
oh well, you're gonna see my whole Facebook though. Yeah, her whole Facebook.
No,
It,
you. Does she have a website?
yeah, but it's not. It's just it doesn't have what she did. Um,
I don't care what she did. I want to know who she is, and I want to see her website. Damn it! How complicated is
hold
that?
on. Okay, well, shit. I hope she doesn't hate me for this.
Well, she probably does because you're a boob.
No, she loves me. God, she loves Grampy Lobster. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me find. I am so lost right now. Ah, fuck me. Let me see.
No, I have a headache.
I know. I'm just. Uh, let me see. I'm almost back to it. Okay.
If this is too hard, darling,
Come
do
on.
it tomorrow.
I'm no. I've almost got everything. My
Boy,
computer's really, but no,
boy,
seriously.
you're over there on the Woonsocket. This is really late for you, huh?
Oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning though. It's nothing
Holy
bad.
shit. Okay, you you
Where are
mentioned
you at?
this. I'm here in California.
Mm.
Yeah, but you've talked about Woonsocket, and I see that you've talked about living other places, including where I am, and you like Woonsocket, and you've been there for a few years. I find that so cool, and I love your. I've seen you driving around, but I can
Oh,
catch up with you. So great place to live, huh?
well, it's the fifth shittiest place statistically to live in the state of Rhode Island. Um, it's a place that um, crap. It's one of those places that you either like it or you don't. You either when I first got here, I was like, oh, this is a shithole. This is a fucked up town, right? But it's Rhode Island, right? And once you embrace what Rhode Island is and what Rhode Island really stands for, which is just a bunch of fuckery. I mean, we like our politics corrupt, um, whilst blaming the other. I mean,
Oh, it's all about finger pointing, isn't it?
it's
Yeah, it's like that everywhere, but where you live is really pretty. You know what? And that's all we all have is what we see when we go out our front door. Um, you know? Um, yeah. Okay, did I lose you? Oops.
Hey, motherfuckers! My fucking internet went out. So sorry about that. My fucking internet went out. I'm sitting there talking to. God damn it! I forgot her name again. I I feel really shitty about that. But yeah. I'm sitting there. We're sitting there talking, and next thing I know, it starts the little circles and shit, and I was like, what the fuck, and oh my god, Robin Eagle song. Robin, if you'd like to pop back in, let me know. I do apologize for that. I didn't know you lived in California. I mean, I was going to ask you what part of California you live in, but no, I mean, we were talking about what I like about Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's a French Canadian, very Italian, Portuguese, very mixed bunch of weird things here. Um, we've got a lot of. Hey, Robin. Sorry. Bunch of weird things here. Was that me or you? We've got a lot of.
Oh,
Hey, Robin.
wait, it's always me. Wait.
Weird things here. Was that me or you?
Okay, is that better?
Hey, Robin. No, I can still hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's better.
Yeah, my fucking internet went out, man. All of a sudden, I'm watching the fucking Red Sox game. They're in like the fucking 12th inning. It's still tied, or the Red Sox went up, and it's like the bottom of the inning. If the Red Sox, are still in the inning, and they fucking win, and the goddamn internet goes out. And then I'm sitting there talking to you, and the little circles started going like this, and I'm like, what the fuck, Oh, it's the 15th inning. Holy shit. Still tied 3-3. The game came on at 7 o'clock. Oh, excuse me, 8 o'clock here. But
Okay. I've always tried to understand you sports ball people, but I fail.
okay, a Major League Baseball game is 9 innings. Each team gets to come up to bat 9 times, and well, if they don't have a sudden death. Anyway, the game's been going on way too long. It's in overtime.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where do you live in California? I mean, what part?
Okay, I've been stupid and I've doxed myself many times.
I did that 10 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, I live in Los Angeles.
Oh, I was born in Long Beach.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
My father, huh?
West of me.
Yeah, I lived in West Long Beach at the Navy housing, they had there. I think now it's public housing, but yeah, the Long Beach shipyard, that was a stomping ground since I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. What years?
60s to 1970.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding. Okay, so we were neighbors for a long time. I lived in and raised my kids in Pomona.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know a few people that I know a guy that lived in Cerritos.
Cerritos.
Yeah. And I mean, these were like little places. It's like that's not Los Angeles, and because a lot of people they'll say, "Oh, I live in Los Angeles." Like when I first met my wife, she said she's from Rhode Island. I said, where from in Rhode Island?" Right? She said Providence. I said, "Oh, Providence, huh?" And my first ex-wife ended up leaving me and going off to Providence, Rhode Island back in 1983. So I always had this real big fucking heart on about Rhode Island and shit. And I'm like, that's one fucking place I'll never go. And where did I end up? But anyway, she goes, actually, I'm from a place called Cumberland, Rhode Island, but I probably guess you've never heard of it, right? And I'm like, well, yeah. but everything is so close,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
don't tell somebody from Cumberland they're from Providence, right?
Oh,
Just like
exactly.
don't
Like
tell somebody
here.
from Cumberland that they're from Woonsocket because at least we're not Central Falls, because that's the real shitty part. That and Pawtucket. Um,
Yeah, I totally get that because okay, Los Angeles is like huge. It probably eats up just like swamp grass. It eats up a
yeah.
whole bunch of Southern California. So
Oh yeah.
like, if somebody says, "Okay, I'm from Ontario,"
Yeah.
Ontario,
Canada.
Canada. No, I'm just 45 minutes west or east of. Okay, I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Uh, and there are many cities around her. They're in the county. They're in
Yeah.
the county. So it's Los Angeles. So I live in Los Angeles. I'm not going to disclose or pinpoint my real
Oh yeah. No,
location.
I get that because you don't want me showing up tomorrow afternoon for lunch.
Oh,
But
wait, no, no, for you. I cook lunch. Would you like a tuna melt? Um, and French
uh,
fries.
give me something that they don't have in fucking Rhode Island.
Okay. Oh, a Tony's burrito with sauce and guacamole.
Yeah, I could dig on that. That was, you know.
Okay, we'll stop on by. Come
It's like
on.
somebody in Oklahoma going, "Yeah, come over to my house and we'll feed you fish and chips."
Uh, you don't eat fish here in California because the mercury and the radiation from Fukushima. So never eat fish in California
You know,
ever.
I have to me, it's funny because we knew the people in the and when I was a kid, we lived out in the desert. My grandparents had a lot of property out in Victorville.
Oh,
We heard that.
Jesus. Vic, oh, I lived in the high desert up on the mesa.
My grandparents, and this is no shit. My grandparents used to literally own a lot of. You know where Green Tree Golf Course is? And
Oh, shit, don't I? Yes.
okay, that literally used to be my grandparents' property. I remember Green Tree
Oh,
Golf Course when I was a kid in the '60s.
oh,
You
do
know,
you know what the Green Tree Motel has become? A place where long-term residents on Section 8 live
oh
now.
really?
My heart is
Wow.
broken because when I went to Victorville way back when we were building our house up there because it was really cheap, we
Mm.
stayed at that place. My mom and my kids and oh my God.
I remember when Victorville still had dirt roads. I remember
Rose.
vaguely when I was a child in 1965, I think it was,
Oh,
when they
Jesus.
put in their first stoplight. I remember when the town of Hess. I remember when you know where Hesperia is.
I lived in Hesperia up on the mesa.
I remember when Hesperia was nothing more than fields.
Yeah, field and dirt.
Hesperia was this little tiny. The secretary at our school, right, who was, I guess, my godmother. I learned years later. Uh, but we used to go to their house, and they had like onion fields and stuff like that.
Yes.
Um, we used to go out and play in farms in the fields and like steal onions and like eat raw onions and get chased and stuff. But yeah, and then I was talking to somebody years ago, like when they still had Yahoo Chat, right?
Yeah.
And they lived in Hesperia, and I'm like, you live in Hesperia? What the fuck is in Hesperia? Apparently, they have a mall and everything. And then
Yes.
what I think is funny as fuck. See, my grandfather used to be a constable in Victorville.
Oh
I
my
remember when
God.
they still had a fucking post for a horse, and one of the constables actually still rode a fucking horse, and they had a jeep, right? And that was, you know, um, I remember when they used to have old prospectors shacks still out in the middle of nowhere, right? That you go exploring in, like where old gold prospectors and miners used to come and shit.
Yeah.
The area was littered with that shit when I was a kid. It was like exploring fucking heaven.
Oh, I know.
And
oh,
when they had flat, have you ever? I don't know. You probably don't know, but behind uh, Green Tree, if you go down Hughes Road, if
yes,
okay, you've been on Hughes Road. You know where Austin Road is.
yes.
That's my grandparents' fucking street. At the end of
What?
that street is where my grandparents had their fucking house. It was made of railroad ties. It's right behind the flood management thing.
Wait. Oh, what? Oh my God.
Yeah, that
Grampy.
yeah.
Oh my God. I lived up in the ass of Hesperia, Victorville for 8 years.
Oh wow.
I got lost
I went to I
regularly.
went I went to Irwin Elementary School in Victorville. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever
Oh,
seen Griffith? Do they still have? Did they have Griffith Park? Um,
yeah.
yeah, that was like an amusement park when we were kids because they had the big train and the jet you could climb on and all sorts of shit. Then I went to it was like this big amazing place when I was a kid. And I went there later, years later, and I'm like, God, this is a little tiny fucking place, man. Because they had a little track where you could ride your bicycle or something like that on it, like a freeway.
Yeah.
Went back
Yeah.
there later, and I'm like, God damn, I was a little fucking, I
And it's
couldn't reach
really
it.
little now.
Yeah, but it used to be a big thing. We went there one time. This is a funny story. We went there. We were going there. Our church was having a picnic, and on the way there, going over the bridge, my mother hit a skunk, and the skunk decided to like stay up underneath the fucking car. And we got to the church picnic in the parking lot. The entire church congregation, everybody in the park could smell us.
Well,
That's
hey,
that's when I first learned about pressure washing and Earl Scheib.
Earl Scheib,
No,
39.99.
it used to at one time it was 1995 because my mother with the Santa Ana winds that would literally sandblast the side of your fucking car.
Yeah.
Our car was like 4 colors one year.
That's too
My mother drove this
funny.
Valiant, right? She drove a Valiant, or whatever cheap car you get a car for $100 back then, and cheaper than that, And but anyway, we didn't have any money, but yeah, we played in the desert, man. We picked up fucking when lizards and horny toads were our fucking pets and shit. Um, but yeah, up the road from us was this guy that used to go to Deep Creek Lake or Deep Creek. It was, and he used to mine for mercury because people used to
Oh, Jesus. He's dead now, right?
probably. But we used to think it was like, wow, he mines for mercury. Because early mid '60s, I'm a little kid. I'm thinking, wow, mining, this might be like gold or, because I'm thinking, gold miners or something as a little kid. I didn't really understand what that was and everything. And then later on in life, I'm like thinking, it's like, God, Mr. Rich used to fucking mine that shit. I wonder if wonder if he ever started glowing in the dark because he had these fucking tubes in his garage and shit. I don't know what he did with it. I was a little kid. I mean, that was also the first place where I learned what a hula hoop was. But
Did you say hula hoop?
yeah, I remember hula hoops, man. They were a big fucking thing, man.
I know. Yeah.
You
Okay.
remember Simple Toys? Used to be the coolest fucking things. You know what I'm saying?
Simple toys. What do
A
you mean?
hula hoop, a slinky, a fucking yo-yo, right?
Oh, honey, that goes along also with playing outside.
Yeah,
All of us who had all that shit played outside. Nobody does that anymore.
yeah. And
Um,
our toys didn't actually do what they were supposed to do. We had to pretend they were doing shit even after we put
well,
back.
yeah. Well, yeah. We dug in the dirt and made forts outside with wood and shit and got dirty. And we came in when dark fell for dinner. Um,
Yeah, when the
yeah,
fucking street lights came on, right? Don't
yeah,
make me
be
have
home.
to call you twice.
Don't make me have to call you and use both your first and middle names to call you in.
I think everybody knew my middle name.
That's too funny. Oh, Grampy, I didn't know we had this much in common.
Yeah,
Damn, Victorville. I lived in Victorville Victorville. Okay, I lived in the Liberty Village.
I don't remember enough about Victorville really. I haven't been there. When I got out of the army, I went to, in 1984. I went to visit my grandmother, and then I think when my Mrs. Lobster and I left Oregon, we drove down to the Lancaster Palmdale area to visit my sister.
Okay, yeah,
Before
that's
so, and then on our way, we drove the southern route up to Rhode Island. Went through like past Victorville, and I was showing my wife. I said, "Yeah, this is Victorville, right?" We drove by a couple of things, but so I really don't know. I drove down Victorville Boulevard, and it looked nothing like it did in 1965, 66. You know?
oh yeah, yeah. It's like a teeming metropolis right now.
Oh, I know.
I've been
You ever watch Cops? I think it's funny when they have Victorville and Hesperia on Cops, right?
really.
Holy shit! You know, there's some once beautiful, happy places, right? Like in same way in the the Lancaster Palmdale area.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, okay, well,
Teeming with drug meth
yeah, right. When
labs.
I went to high school in the Antelope Valley in the 70s. Okay, now um, there wasn't a lot of uh, real diversity when it came to races and stuff like that. Matter of fact, we had a family that was friends of ours that were I worked at the Little League field, and they were a mixed race, right? And this was the time when my mother used to say things, and other people would say things like, like that salt and peppers. They go, it's the children that I really
Mhm.
feel sorry for. And even back then, I'm like, well, damn, I don't feel sorry for them. They've got a hot daughter. She was my age. I mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah. We were
but
all carrying on our lives and not
yeah,
paying
but
attention
but
to.
it was pretty white bread. I mean, there were
It
African Americans,
was.
but it was still a small town. I mean, the county fair was still a hokey fucking thing. I mean, it was still that. It was almost like not quite like watching American Graffiti, but a lot of people still had that in mind because that movie was popular, you know. And what
Yeah.
what the county of Los Angeles has done to the Antelope Valley is fucking criminal, you know.
Uh,
Um,
you know what? When my family and I escaped from Los Angeles County, we were just looking for uh, open spaces and a
yeah,
different way of living. So I think we semi-poor white people were just looking for a way to get out of some sort of oppression. So my family and I fled there, and we went for the build your house on a plot in Victorville, and so we did that, and we didn't have any other thoughts besides making a life somewhere else.
right.
So, but I've seen what it's become, and it's really different now.
It
You
is.
know, this was for I was 40, so this was in the 70s.
Okay. So it was still.
Huh?
It was in the 70s. It wasn't that bad.
It was good to us.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah. No,
good.
yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, yeah. What those areas have become.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? One of my offspring still lives up there. She's in Apple Valley, but when
Oh
I go
shit.
up to visit, I'm in her car and she's driving me around and I don't recognize anything.
Yeah, I went back to Lancaster, Palmdale area before my wife and I moved up here. We went to visit my sister lives exactly where I used to live in Oregon. Isn't that weird? But
Yeah,
same address and everything. But
yeah.
she bought my dad's house. But anyway, went down there to visit her, and we went driving through Lancaster, and every once in a while, I I'd see something, I'd recognize something, and I'd go, okay, now I know where I'm at. But I hadn't been there since like 1985, 80, like 85, and
Well,
going back there years later and stuff. And see, that's why a lot of places where I've lived in my life, like when I was younger, like if I tell people I used to live in San Diego, right? I lived in San Diego in
San Diego. Shit.
1971 through 74, right?
Oh
From the
shit.
from the what sixth, seventh, and eighth grade years in high school of school. I don't remember much about San Diego, right? I remember certain things, but people go, "Oh, do you remember?" I remember certain places back then, right? But I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you how I got, and I don't remember a lot of things about it because I was like 11, 12, and 13 years old, and
Yeah.
I was more worried about playing baseball or going to the ball game or being, I don't know, a 12-year-old dumb kid, you know, um, having to had to move again,
Yeah.
um, but
Yeah.
but
San
yeah,
Diego. Dang.
man,
Grampy.
we lived across the street from the Naval Training Center in
Are
San.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, oh
Matter of
my
fact,
God.
before my father got out of the Navy, he was assigned to one of the barracks for the guys that were getting kicked out and everything. And part of our entertainment, and we lived there for a year before he went on shore duty before he retired and stuff. But our entertainment used to be to watch the new fucking recruits at the Navy base or the Marine Corps training depot, MCRD next door. Uh, that was our entertainment, was watching them getting off the bus and getting yelled at by drill sergeants and company commanders. We lived for that stuff. We knew when they were coming because we knew people that their dads worked on the base and they would tell us and stuff, right? Um, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Grampy.
that was our entertainment. That was what we did for fuck offs.
Dang. We're like 1 degree of separation, Grampy. My ex late brother-in-law was a bosun's mate. He lived in Mira Mesa.
Oh, I lived
And
in Mira Mesa.
are
That's where I
you
lived.
kidding
Yeah,
me?
I went to seventh and eighth grade. I lived in Mira Mesa when Mira Mesa was like three different housing places. They had a Bradshaw's restaurant, a
Uh,
mobile gas station. They had Mira Mesa Community College, which is where our church was. Our church was Christ the Cornerstone Lutheran Church, but we had our church services at the fucking Mira Mesa College, and we lived on Sagittarius Street. But
oh, Jesus
but
Christ.
but yeah, back when there were no high schools or bowling alleys, or they had like elementary schools with these, they used to call them bungalows, right? They just bring in
Oh.
these uh
Yeah,
these
yeah,
uh
with no air
portable
conditioning.
portable buildings and create these schools and shit. And then when they'd clear the land of all the vegetation and all the wood and everything, they would create these giant fucking like hedgerow things, and we used to build forts inside of them.
Oh, God. Okay, Grampy, I have to ask you. Okay, Lindbergh Field. Uh, have you
San
ever
Diego.
heard of a restaurant called Casa Machado?
Nah, not a
No.
fan.
What?
I've never been to Lindbergh Field.
Okay, my ex late brother-in-law ran a restaurant called Casa Machado, and I think he was a bosun mate, and he lived there forever. He was kind of this restaurateur who was made the best wet tacos ever.
Uh, I miss tacos in San Diego, man. That's one thing I do remember.
Yeah, tacos. Yeah, burritos, nachos. Yeah, Grampy, how cool! I'm so glad to be on with you. Okay, this is
It, a
second
lot
time
a lot
for
of
me.
people think I've lived in a lot of different places. Growing up, we moved a lot, right? Because my dad was in the Navy, and then his job afterwards, we moved a few more times and things like that. So growing up and through my adulthood, I never, like when you guys were talking about like friends and stuff, right? I never like got close to people because then we always had to move. You know what I mean? When I got comfortable with people, then we had to move, right? Famous last
Yeah.
word, Will Wright, is way before the internet. So I never like, you know, I remember the first time, and I was probably around 30. The first time I ever met a bunch of people that had been together since, and they were my age ish. I was about 30 before I ever met a whole bunch of people that had like known each other since they were little kids, and it like didn't freak me out like I was going to lose my mind. But I had never literally ever heard of that before. I didn't know that existed.
I get that.
you know, and that's probably one reason why I don't do well. Maybe I'm a little standoffish at times, a little bit of a prick, But and I've had friends that in the past that and this is another thing when you're always an outsider too, is even if you're accepted into certain groups, um, no matter how long it is, right? They've still known they still have more of a loyalty towards the another person than they do towards you. So if something happens, you're fucked, right? um, and I've had to learn that lesson a few times in my life, sometimes the hard way, because if you think you're in a certain group, and all of a sudden you realize, no, you're not. And
You know what? That's what's cool about where we are now. And any of us, uh, okay, I'm here with you now, and I consider us friends.
yeah,
And it doesn't matter your history or mine. Here I am showing up with you.
well,
Uh,
if you knew some of the shit that I've done, you might think a little bit
uh,
different.
friendships build.
Yeah,
Um, so hell, honey, I'm glad to be with you here now.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I've had longtime friendships.
Hey,
Very,
I want to ask you a question. You watch, Mikey, right?
yeah, I'm good friends with Mikey.
And I'm not trying to put anybody in a situation. I have somebody else who has done this, a couple other people. Will you please tell Mikey that at least ask Mikey to talk to me, and if I can verify, I can if clarify a comment in a meme section where now he won't talk to me and block me.
Um, dear, okay, you're a big boy, and I know you have big boy panties.
No,
Reach
no, no.
out to him yourself. Reach out to him.
Mike. Well, see, he won't watch my shit and stuff, but it just
Okay,
I don't
you
get
know
my
what?
feelings hurt. But
Wait, disclaimer. Mikey doesn't watch anything.
that is true.
He's a writer. He never hangs out with
Yeah,
any. I've been in a zillion chats. He's never there. Uh,
right.
and the shows that I'm on, he's not there. My feelings aren't hurt. Yeah, so
No, I know.
if you want to talk to him, just fucking reach out. He's not here. He's not here right now. So yeah, don't take it personal, honey.
I know, and there's other people that don't like me, but that
No,
when Mikey
it's
did
not
that,
about that. It's not
but
about that. Everybody I know loves you. Um,
I just think it's when people are upset, and I've done it too. When people get upset over a comment of a meme or something, and stuff, and it just, I've
oh, you know what? If somebody makes a mean comment, it means you've arrived. Get past that.
I know.
Just do you.
I'm trying to get a little bit of pity here, man. I'm trying to feel sorry for myself a little bit,
Well, it's
but
not good with
it
me.
can't be all about Irv, something else.
Yeah, you get no sympathy from me ever,
Oh
ever, ever.
God, here
Count
we
on
go.
that.
Well, I'm friendships in the crapper now. You're gonna get blocked. No, but no,
Yeah,
I've lived a lot of, and see that's the one thing that you know and I can take this into something about Irv, is he'll tell you what he did, right? But there's no story behind it, because everything's top secret, or he'll, just say, oh, we did this or we did that, I mean, the closest thing he ever came to a story was that his sister, took him to fucking Woodstock when he was a baby, and the whole fucking Ed Sullivan thing, which now technically you can't check the fucking Woodstock thing, but we all know it's bullshit. But at least he told a story with that, right? Even though we know it's bullshit, most of the stuff he talks about, he just like rambles off just randomly retarded shit. And by retarded, I don't mean any negative connotations towards our.
I know, politically correct. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take one more hit here, darling. It is almost 11 o'clock here, and I have to go to work tomorrow. So
Well, it's been fun.
well, one more thought. We both know you're slumming with talking about Irv, but I am entertained always. But
Slumming with the lobster. Maybe I could.
slumming with the lobster, slumming with an apostrophe after. Okay, one more hit, and then okay. Before I sign off, do you have any final thoughts?
Nah, wow, nah, it was really nice to meet you. It's amazing how close we've lived in certain, and then how far apart, I mean, where the fact that you know where Hesperia is, or Victorville. Uh,
I know that is really weird, Grampy. Who knew? I saw you last year for the first time. I had no clue. This has been a weird conversation.
Oh, I love having a weird conversation. I'll talk about literally anything, That's why, and like I talk about way too many personal things at times, but no, I honestly at this point in my life don't give a fuck, about a lot of shit that not important shit, but so many petty things that,
Yeah, and you know what a pleasure to be here with you behind the scenes of your show. What I'm kind of
Lobster Ministries and fucking Hot Wiener fucking Emporium.
and Hot Wiener Spy Emporium. Yeah, what a pleasure! And thank you for having me on.
Hey,
This
no
has
problem.
been great.
Hey, thanks. I don't usually get people. I've had Mudbrucker on. I've had Christina Blackfeather, and I've had you. And let me see, I had Snyder the Handyman, and
I have to go back and look at that one.
had Raven. I had Raven, but my fucking hangout really fucked up, so it was basically I think a conversation between her and Paulie. But um, but but I don't get many people that actually want to come in and yakety yak. Still trying to get fucking Mute the Bozo to come in, but
Well, why hasn't he come in?
because he's a fucking artist and a musician and shit like that, and he's got a lot of stuff going on, and his microphones. If you ever watch his videos, the sound is really distorted. That man has probably done a lot more drugs in his life than I have, right? And at one point,
I've seen him in chats, but I've never clicked on him.
if you find the old Von Helton videos, the one with that he did about horse cocks or something when they had, if you catch certain things, he's in some of the hangouts, right? Some of the older ones with Secular Opinion and stuff like that, and he's got a creative fucking mind, and I think borderline genius / criminal, but he's a fucking artist and a musician, so you wouldn't think anything more or less of him, because You know,
Well, okay. Sorry.
don't
No,
throw up.
no, that was I'm shush. Wait, I didn't want to waste that. So okay, I'm ducking out, dear. Thank you again for the what a hoot. This was
Hey,
so unexpected.
I'm glad you had a hoot, man. This has been fun, man. I like talking to people that I've never talked to before. You know, because you never know what people have in common. You know,
No shit, no shit. I love YouTube. God, I love the internet. You know what? Okay, Sunday, my internet was out for like 10 hours.
yeah,
Um, and I was absolutely lost. I didn't know what to do. And then I looked at my bookcase and I realized that, okay, before I was doing this shit, I used to read. And
yeah.
then I went, okay, look, I have books. I have favorite books. And I actually picked one up and started to read. Um, but then the internet came on and
Yeah.
I
Fuck
felt like my
reading.
life was saved.
Yeah. Hey, last year I remember one time last summer, the power in our whole area went out for like 4 fucking hours, right?
Oh shit.
No internet, no electricity, nothing like that, right? So what do you do when you live in Woonsocket, man? Everybody gets up on their fucking balconies and starts yelling at the fucking electric company.
Yeah, what else is there?
The fuck! I paid my bill. I mean, you hear people fucking screaming and shit.
Yeah,
You fuckers!
yeah, boy, we've become
You
such
guys gonna
slaves.
prorate my fucking bill, right?
Yeah, and we are boiling frogs. God, what I've become is a wireless junkie, an internet junkie,
Oh
and
well, you see
when
me on Facebook, man. I'm fucking like I get in my car and sometimes I just feel like talking. I tell people where I'm going down the fucking road, my opinion of certain areas and shit like that. And I'm like, I remember the first time I did that. I'm serious. Well, I was also before what happened last year, but I remember one day, the first time I did it, I had like 20 people fucking watching me on Facebook, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? You know, fucking just talking to myself, going down the fucking road and shit, trying out like new voices and stuff, and just talking about weird places and going to the VA and everything. And I looked up one time, and it's the only time it ever happened. It happened a couple of times out of the year, but I'm like, some people just have nothing better to do with their time, you know. But at
yeah,
least I don't post pictures of my food very seldom, you know.
oh, I post pictures of every morsel I eat. My Facebook page is so boring. Okay, darling, I'm ducking out. It
Yeah,
is
we will
almost
talk to you later.
okay, dear, have a good evening. What a pleasure. Thank you, thank you,
Well,
thank you.
thank you so much. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later, dear. Bye.
Bye. Wow, that was fun. I don't get guests very often here on Live Lobsters, and by golly, I wish that would change sometimes. I like to talk to people. Chicky Chica, good point, Elton. We don't you know? Yeah, but yeah, once again, Chicky Chica, that video that it was done. I just that was a beautiful thing, the whole Studio 54 thing, and uh, I don't know what's going to come out with the Hot Wheels. But yeah, it just that video just kind of triggered me, and he's talking about Studio 54 and what he's done in the past, picking up chicks at Studio 54, and it's like, I don't think that fucking happened, you know. But it has been, it's been fun. This has been a fun night, I spent a couple hours talking to Tommy, and had a good time and had a nice conversation and spilled a lot about my travels of a lobster going through the years, a little bit of my personal shit. But fuck it, don't care. Anyway, let me see. Is anybody still? Apparently, there's 7 people watching the show. I didn't think there would be anybody still watching. Let's see. Let's refresh it and see if there's any. Is Bozo or anybody like that still out there? Is anybody still? There's 5 people watching. So actually, there's 4 people. Second and third. What a lovely lady. Yeah, she was. She was very, very, very nice and made me feel really good. But they, are you guys talking about how Vaughn may have advanced through school, second and third? I don't one bottom red capes. Hey, keep the ball rolling. Okay, who's got questions? Who wants to discuss Stinky? Um, I'm bored. It's bottom of the 17th inning now. And the Red Sox and the Twins are still tied at 3. And dug it out of the fucking dirt. Got him at first base. 1 out in the bottom of the 17th. Oh my god, this could. That's baseball, all right. So, yeah, watching these fucking like internet shows, totally fucking implode. Um, and people not realizing that it's probably going to happen in the end. I remember I never really watched like the first show that I ever saw kind of implode was what Live Life and a couple other people, the people that do the goddamn podcast. They had a bit of a falling out, but it was a lot of way. It was kind of mutual in the end because people were going in different directions. Then you had the fucking drunken peasants where, God, some people thought the fucking, no, nobody on. But Minnesota got a hit. They got a runner on with 1 out. Anyway, but the drunken peasants fucking broke up. Holy shit! Some people kind of made it sound like the fucking Beatles had broke up or some shit. And it's like these things fucking happen. Bands get together, right? Personalities get together, right? People have different visions. Some people are bigger cunts to other people when there's like money involved. Um, some people use people. Got to see how the Hot Wheels stock. Yeah. But when the fucking shit, like I said, I think that guy Kyle is a cunt to begin with. He just looks like an arrogant fuck, and I don't really care for Steve McRae. I think he's kind of an arrogant prick myself, But that's just me. Other people like him, and I don't really care. But it's my personal thing. But you had to see this shit fucking coming, right? And because it's gonna happen, these things don't fucking last. Anyway, hey, Bella, come on. I don't want to. I better be watching this live. This is live, isn't it? You better not be fucking with me. No, this is live, Bella. God, jeez. Yeah, Kyle sets off more people. Yeah, and that thing on it is. I don't make fun of people's haircuts, but god damn, that thing on Kyle's head looks like a dead squirrel. You know. Um, and this is coming from a guy that has been accused of wearing a wig, but but yeah, I never watched those until like the fucking like when the fucking G-Man shit broke off with fucking Drax Channel, right? I hadn't watched G-Man for a long time until it got really good, right? It's kind of like it's kind of like in sports. You don't follow a lot of shit till it's playoff time. Every game counts. But uh, no, I'm waiting to see what kind of fucking racing show the Irv comes up with. Because he's got that camera that like a chase car, so you can watch the action side by side. You know, um, kind of wondering if he needs a color commentator for the races, like an old veteran, Maybe he's going to try to get Shirley Muldowney because, because remember, women have been in drag racing for a long time. So he's trying to tout that whole thing that he's not sexist and shit. But Vaughn Cooks. Now, look, I have some of those fucking envelopes in my fucking kitchen cabinet, right? Admittedly, I do. They're a nice side dish. Like you make some chicken or whatever, it's a side dish thing you can do. It's quick. You put it in a pot and boil it. I don't put that shit in the microwave. And if you put that shit in the microwave for fucking 25 minutes, like Ron says, you're going to get paste, right? But, so I'm not shitting on those little fucking packets of noodles or rice or something, but like I've said before, and a lot of people understand, that's not cooking. That's heating something up, right? That's boiling some water and putting some pre-measured ingredients from a pouch into some boiling water, letting it boil, and then putting a lid on it and simmering it, stirring occasionally. That's pretty much all you're fucking doing, right? There's no culinary skill involved, right? You have to be able to boil fucking water. Oh shit. Second and third, one out. Oh my God, I might have a meltdown live on the internet. Oh God, you hate to lose something like this in the fucking 17th inning. But anyway, game's not over yet. But all the Hot Wheels racing vehicles and Irvin's not doing anything, right? Yeah, the way he talks about these cars, he talks about them like they're real fucking cars, and they're not like uh, pressed metal, with plastic wheels. And like I said, I'm not shitting on anybody that likes Hot Wheels cars or things like that because everybody's hobbies are different. However, using it as a fucking first of all, of all the things his kids could have done, I'm thinking to myself, do you think any of his kids said, "Hey, Dad, let's buy a bunch of fucking Hot Wheels cars"? Hey kids, what do you want to do? Right? He's thinking like, oh, I can have a bonding experience. I can buy a bunch of fucking Hot Wheels cars and tracks. Yeah, they're not valuable. Fuck me. You can buy if you go on the high end of collecting Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars and things like that. They can get expensive for certain cars. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? But Vaughn ordering these cars like these dragsters that he doesn't understand aren't meant for racing or displays, you know. I mean, like I said, I used to collect NASCAR shit, right? Not on a high end, but kind of a low medium. I had a lot of shit. I was a big Earnhardt fan and stuff, And these aren't fucking car. I mean, cars that are meant to like put on a track and race, right? Like some of the Hot Wheels cars. If you look at some of the fucking Hot Wheels cars, and it tells you on the tracks too. Not all Hot Wheels cars are meant to fucking race. Not all Hot Wheels cars fit on the track. Not all Hot Wheels cars work on all Hot Wheels products, right? But Vaughn can't seem to understand because it's, he's pretty much incapable of that. But the front is skids, yeah. I liked how he called the fucking small tires on the front of a dragster 70s tires. Did you catch that? I'm like, no, they're called small tires, right? There's size, there's whatever. But like, I mean, because I watch, what's that show? Those street drag racers out of Oklahoma. Anyway, but yeah, there's small tires, right? They have small tires, they have big tires, like 70s tires. I bet Vaughn had a Stingray bicycle and a fucking, the fucking Twins won the goddamn game. Fuck! God damn it. Fucking bastards. Oh, shut up. God, now they're fucking celebrating them. Fuck you, I hate Minnesota. Oh, shit. Oh, they're making it sound like they won the fucking World Series. When's the last time you won a fucking World Series, you bastards? Ah, fuck you. Your city sucks. Fuck you. I hate the fucking Twins. God, not as bad as I hate the Yankees though, but like seeing Mercury after lobotomy. Oh shit. But yeah, Irv's fucking age, man. I mean, look, hashtag fuck math, but simple fucking math, makes Vaughn, uh, simple math can prove bullshit, you know? uh, what happens when Ma goes back to the arm of vegetation? That's a good question. I personally, this is like the fucking mini series that never ends until I guess Ma Helton passes away. Um, I think it's going to be, and there's people that can speculate. There's people that actually uh, kind of know something, but I'm not sure how much they. Well, I mean, people in the know, people that think they're in the know. I mean, there's a lot of shit going around, but anyway, and I could speculate. I could speculate that maybe a year from now, Vaughn's going to be you know cleaning out outhouses and you know or homeless living under a bridge. You know, we don't know, but that's why we watch and we look forward to his fucking videos. uh, she'll leave it all to Jerry. Oh God. And the kids don't know any better. Fuck me. They don't understand their dad's a fucking moonball. ah, Jerry will do his paw right. Yeah, back to the bedpans. Well, he's got the experience as a fucking orderly for 14 years, giving protein shots to old people that got all crinkled up like this, and flipping them over. Because back in those days, back in the day, you didn't need a license. You didn't need a license to drive a car. You didn't need a license to drive a, you know, and the whole thing. He claimed that like he drove a car without insurance because back then people would just pay their bills. The reason why insurance is mandatory, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people understand that, like automobile insurance, is because when some dickhead fucking hits you that doesn't have any fucking insurance, you'd be fucked. You know, um, so to cover everybody, they started making everybody, carry a certain amount of insurance. But you know, Vaughn doesn't seem to even understand simple concepts like that. Or even fucking like being a homeowner with no homeowners insurance. Vaughn claims that he was a homeowner with no homeowners insurance. That by itself shows you how stupid he is, right? Who would own a house with no insurance? Now I know it happens. You see, like when there's hurricanes and tornadoes, and there's people that for some reason or another don't have homeowners insurance and they're fucked, right? But like Vaughn said, back in the day, people would just like, oh, something happened, you just pay the guy, so what? My house blew up, I'll just buy a new one, fuck insurance, because back in the day, but Vaughn seems to think it's all a big scam. Now, I'm not saying the insurance companies aren't full of shit, but understanding why there are insurance companies like that, it is, a little bit different. But you wish you lived within striking distance of that idiot. How? Uh, yeah, I drove a car without insurance, but was a scumbag. Uh, you know, I, I let my insurance lapse a few times years ago and stuff. Then it came to bite me in the ass one time, and yeah, then I really had to pay. But I want to see Irv's North Dakota clone baby win the lottery and watch serve unleashed. Bozo, I like the way you think. I want to see Irv's North Dakota clone baby win the lottery and watch Irv suddenly trying to act like dear old dad. Holy shit! That, you know, it could happen. You know, he could automatically he could somehow have found another DNA test. You know, and hey, look, there's always the Mandela effect. You know what I'm saying? There's always the Mandela effect. So Vaughn could always claim that in another winnings by proxy, you know, perpetuity and all that shit. But yeah, with the availability of the Mandela effect, I see that possibly happening in another timeline, Bozo. I think that's he'd sue so fast and make your head spin. He wouldn't know what the fuck to sue about, you know, because he wants to sue everybody for. Apparently, everybody in the world is going to. Everything's a fucking felony, and everybody's going to federal fucking prison. You know, maybe he like. Maybe part of Vaughn's kink is he likes like prison porn. You know what I'm saying? Maybe prison porn is his thing. You know, we all know he likes the Skyrim girls and sexy girl mods. And, you know, remember when you win the lottery, your family also does. Yeah, when you win the lottery, your family wins the lottery too. You know, I wish somebody in my family would win the lottery. They'd probably forget the fuck I even existed. But nah, it's. I can't wait to see what happens, man. It's like must see fucking TV. You know, it's 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 a beautiful fucking thing. It's better than cable TV. You know, I mean, I don't understand why more people don't watch this shit. And yeah, I'm fucking, you know, and he was right. You know, I am like picking at low fruit. You know, trying to make myself feel better. You know, but it's how I entertain myself. Uh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Grampy Lobster is being brought to you tonight by Mr. Green's Dojo. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you or somebody you know is being tired of having their underwear pulled up over their head, wedgies and tied to knot, come on down to Mr. Green's Dojo where we can learn you some kung fu action, some really good grips, and some really cool moves that'll drive the ladies wild. Come on down to Mr. Green's Dojo this week and get a complimentary picture taken of yourself in a real karate suit and a certificate naming you an honorary ninja. Come on down to Mr. Green's Dojo this week for a 2-for-1 special. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Bring down yourself and another sucker of your choosing, and we'll throw in not one, but 2 surprise gifts. Number 1, we'll give you a surprise fucking video of kung fu action, right? An explicit video on how to be a kung fu master in 10 easy steps. And for bringing your friend along, also, you'll also receive one free copy of Ninja Ohio Illustrated with all the sexiest fucking ninja cool cats in your area. So, you know, come on down to Mr. Green's fucking dojo and, you know, give them a try, you know, because they teach all the bullies that, you know, well, you still might get your underwear pulled over your head and fucking wedgie, but at least you try. But anyway, delivering pizza in a Karate Kyle outfit. Holy fuck. And that was one of the easiest fucking, you know, I'm not saying Irv never had a picture of him taken in a fucking red karate suit, right? Or a gi, right? I'm not saying he never has, right? But if you want to look up the memes that have been used for Karate Kyle, right? Sure, they look like a younger, right? Because what Snyder the Handyman, he posted a picture of Irv in the fucking backgammon club, and they could be brothers, you know. Because same time, 2 years before Irv was the Punisher, picture of Irv in the backgammon club, which is a pretty fuck. That's a chick magnet club, because all the cool kids would join the backgammon club back in the '80s, you know. But well, thanks, Bella. Carl's pretty proud of the production value of this show tonight. All the graphics and everything that have been spoon out there, randomly that you probably didn't see. But anyway, I'm gonna pop out of here. I've had a fun night tonight, just talking about so much stuff. And yeah, uh, stay tuned. And hopefully pretty soon, like I said, we all know when Vaughn's going to be making another video, probably with some new stuff, because we know when Jerry's check comes in. Hashtag the first. But like clockwork. But yeah, I can't wait to see. I want to see when he gets to tables, man. It's gonna be awesome, fucking cool. It's gonna be like trailer park fucking. It's gonna be like the fucking Clay County Gravy fucking International Speedway, with the stinky nationals. Today we're racing Hot Wheels cars down the living room, down the hallway, through the living room, into the kitchen, and we got dirty laundry at the end. Keep those cars from crashing and causing a lot of fucking physical injury to the drivers. Hey, Bozo. Thank you very much. Production values are raising. Yeah, when bars down this fucking low. We reach for the stars here at Lobster Ministries, Clam Shack, Chili House, House of Reprobation, and Hot Wieners Emporium. But the bar isn't that fucking high. But we are so fucking glad that you watched. Till next time, remember, if you ain't got nothing nice to say about somebody, just make fun of them. Fuck. Bye bye.